All right, here we go. This first problem, this is your quiz 14 study guide. In that first problem, you're asked the question, what is the most precise name for the quadrilateral? And all you're given is coordinates. So just plot them as neat as you can. All right, you got a -3, -1. So there's your point A. B is at -3, 4. C is at -1, 4. So there's point C. And point D is at -1, -1. Oops. Now, some of you are or will be gifted enough to not have to draw the shape if it's a rectangle. But if it's not, you're going to have to plot it anyway. Because look, when you got two x's that are the same and the other two x's are the same, all right, chances are it's going to be a rectangle. So, but just plot it to be sure. And then look at the shape. Number 2 says in the rhombus, angle, all right, you've got these different angles around the diagonals. You got angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. And we said yesterday that these diagonals, or the day that we talked about rhombus, we said that the diagonals are perpendicular. So all of those angles in there equal 90 degrees. So for angle 1, you're going to say that 9x equals 90 and divide by 9. So your x equals 10. For angle 2, your x plus your y equals 90. But you already know x, don't you? X is 10. So 10 plus y equals 90. So subtract 10, and your y equals 80. And then for the third point, or the third variable there, it's 9z. So you set 9z equal to 90. And divide by 9. And your z equals 10. Yeah.
So all those points equal 90?
All of those angles equal 90 degrees in a rhombus.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
All right. It would benefit you to at least go on to Focus and watch the notes from that day. Whether you write them down or not is up to you, but at least if you hear it, it'll help. Okay, thank you. Let's see, number 3, in the rhombus, the measure of angle 1. All right, so you've got this rhombus. And angle 1 is up here. And it says that it's 118. And you need the angle measures of 2 and 3. All right, so angle 2 down here is going to be how big? It's going to be 118. Now, what this is down here and on top you have an isosceles triangle, and on the bottom you have an isosceles triangle. So whatever angle 3 is over here is going to be the same as this angle on the left. Okay? So you can replace it with an x and an x. So you got an x plus 118, or you got 2x plus 118, that equals 180. So subtract 118. 2x is going to equal 180 minus 118, 62. And then divide by 2. So you get an x that's equal to 31. And remember, x corresponds to this angle 3. So your angle 3 right there is 31 degrees. Problem number 4, find the measure of the numbered angles in the rhombus. terrible looking rhombus, but you've already got one on your paper. So if this in here is 19, and this is angle 1, 3, and 2. What do you know about the diagonals in a rhombus? Don't they intersect at 90? So angle 1 equals 90, which means that the 4 angles around angle 1, all the angles in the middle equal 90. So this one's 90. All right, which means this one's 90. Now, the diagonals in a rhombus, don't they bisect? So this is 19. So what's this going to be down here? This is going to be 19. So angle 2 is 19 degrees. All right, and if angle 2 is 19 degrees, to the right of angle 2 is 19 degrees. And this angle above it is 90 degrees. Yeah, it's going to be whatever 90 minus 19 is. All right, so angle 3 equals 90 minus 19. You sure? All right, 71 degrees. Got it? I'll take that as a yes. Number 5 says that DEFG is a rectangle. DF, EG, find the value and length of each diagonal. All right, look. Let's see. Draw it. This is number 5. They tell you it's a rectangle. It's got D, DF, and EG. Find the value of X and the length of each diagonal, DEFG. All right, D to F. Okay, D to F is the diagonal, E to G is the diagonal. They're congruent. So 4X minus 3 is equal to X plus 15. So subtract X from each side. 3X minus 3 equals 15. Add 3. 3X equals 18. Divide by 3. I don't know, is it? If X equals 6, it says to find the length of each diagonal. So you take 4 times 6 and you subtract 3. What's 4 times 6?
4 times 6 is 24.
Minus 3?
Which is
21. And 6 plus 15 is 21. All right, in number 6, it's the same thing, but it's simpler because they already drew the shape. Agreed? KM is equal to LN. So you take number 6 and 5X plus 20 is equal to 30. So subtract 20. 5X equals 10. And then divide by 5. So X equals 2. And number 7. PQRS. You've got this. P to R is 11X minus 30. Q to S equals X plus 470. Find the value. It's just like the problem you did above. It's just like number 5, right? Did I say something wrong? All right, your 11X minus 30 is equal to X plus 470. So subtract X from each side and add 30. So 12x equals 500. Is that right? Divide by 12.
Yeah.
It's 10x. Thank you. So that's a 10x. And then divide by 10. So x equals 50.
That's why I said we would, because I did not follow for the last.
Oh, okay. So find the value of x and each diagonal. So if x is equal to 50, you substitute, right? You're going to go 50 plus 470, which is 520. And then 11 times 50 minus 30. 11 times 50 is 550 minus 30 is 520. Got it? Number 8. You got a quadrilateral. ABCD. You got a diagonal that goes from A to C. Angle ACD, 2x plus 4. ACB, 5x minus 5. For what value of x is ABCD a rhombus? All right. In order for this shape to be a rhombus, this diagonal has to bisect this angle. Agreed? Diagonals in a rhombus bisect opposite angles. So for this shape to be a rhombus, 2x plus 4 has to equal 5x minus 5. So if you solve for x here, it's going to tell you what x has to be equal to in order for this to be a rhombus. So subtract 2x and subtract 4. No. See, when I start trying to do too many steps at once, I make mistakes. Get that out of there. So 4 equals 3x minus 5 and add 5 to each side. 9 equals 3x and divide by 3. So 3 equals x. So x has to equal 3 for that problem to be a rhombus. Number 9. Quadrilateral ABCD. AE, x plus 22. E to B, 3x minus 18. For what value of x is ABCD a rectangle? In order for this shape to be a rectangle, then these diagonals need to bisect each other. So this piece the same as this piece, and this piece the same as this piece, which means all of these half diagonals are equal to each other. Agreed? So x plus 22 has to be equal to 3x minus 18. I have no idea because I haven't done it yet. So 22 equals 2x minus 18. Add 18. 40 equals 2x and divide by 2. And it looks like 20 equals x. When x is equal to 20, this shape is a rectangle. In problem number 10, find the values of a and b. Diagram's not to scale. You've got a trapezoid. The top is parallel to the bottom. Angle A, we got 45 degrees, 127, and B. In a trapezoid, these base angles that are on the same side, they're supplementary. So A plus 45 equals 180. So you can subtract 45. And A is going to equal 135. Angle B plus 127 equals 180. So subtract 127. And angle B is equal to 53. Number 11. J and M are base angles of an isosceles trapezoid. Isosceles trapezoid. Talked about that yesterday. Remember, these legs in an isosceles trapezoid are congruent. So that side's congruent to that side, and the top's parallel to the bottom. Let's see. J and M are base angles of isosceles trapezoid JKLM. J and M are the base angles of isosceles trapezoid JKLM. This is a little bit confusing because there's no picture. Is this JKLM? J is 19x plus 5. M, 14x plus 15. Find the measure of angle K. All right, we're going with it. 19x plus 5 plus 14x plus 15 equals 180. This would be supplementary. So this 19x and this 14x. Is that 33? Plus 5 and plus 15. So 33x plus 20 equals 180. $33x equals 160. Divide by 33. And x equals we're going to stop right here. All right, just do this. I think that these angle measures need to be on the same side. I know, and I've got J and M as base angles. I hear you. I hear you. So let's just do this. I think the intent of this problem is for the J and the M, because by definition, there's two sets of base angles. But I think we're going to junk that whole problem right there. Because without a drawing, I don't think it's clear enough to answer the question. Because either the base angles are on the same side or they're at the same base. And that makes a big difference. So I'm going to get rid of that question and we're going to go on to number 12. Come on, screen slide for me a little bit. There we go. Number 12, we got this triangle. Isosceles trapezoid is part of an isosceles triangle with a 26-degree vertex angle. That's 26 right there. What is the measure of an acute base angle of the trapezoid? What is the measure of an acute base angle of the trapezoid? All right, so do you guys see this trapezoid that's on the bottom? All right, here's what they're talking about. One of these acute base angles. They're talking about one of these right here. That's the first part of the question. All right, the way this whole deal would work is, do you see the big triangle around the outside? They said that it's an isosceles triangle. So if this vertex angle is 26 and these two base angles are going to be congruent to each other. So you've got a 2x plus 26 that's got to equal 180. So subtract 26. Your 2x equals 154. And then you divide both sides by 2. 77 degrees. So this is 77 right here. They're both 77. That's the first part of the question. What is the measure of an acute base angle of the trapezoid? And then it says of an obtuse base angle. Well, an obtuse base angle would be this top one right here, this one, and this one. Remember from earlier that these two angles sum 180. So if you take 180, this angle right in here, it's going to be equal to 180 minus the 77. $103. So be careful when you're reading that question tomorrow. All right, 2 to go here. Number 13. LM is a mid-segment. Here's L. Here's M. AB is 71. DC is 153. What is LM? Look, you got to let me finish. I don't know yet. Yeah, LM equals 153 plus 71 divided by 2. The mid segment is the average of the two bases. So let's see, LM 153 plus 71 equals 224 divided by 2, 112. So LM is equal to 112. And finally, number 14. Same type picture. A to B is x plus 8. LM is 4x plus 3. DC is 278. What is the value of x? All right, so this mid segment, this LM, you got 4x plus 3. That's equal to x plus 8 plus 278 divided by 2. Everybody understand that? The mid segment is equal to the top base plus the bottom base divided by 2. So if you multiply both sides by 2, Be careful on this left side. This is a distributive property problem over there. 2 times your 4x is 8x, and 2 times your 3 is positive 6. And that's equal to, the 2's on the right cancel, and you're left with x plus 278 plus 8. That's 286. Subtract x from each side. So 7x plus 6 equals 286. Subtract 6. 7x is going to equal 280 and divide by 7. So x equals 40. Clear? Questions? All right, the only way to prepare for this quiz is to do these practice problems and then compare them to your notes. The technique of just looking at your study guide, that's not a good technique for getting ready for your quiz tomorrow. Thanks. You guys understand that?